Female Fronted Band Friday here on Erock 7420 on Twitch.com and asgardradio.com. And tonight, we are hanging out with the band The World Over. Thank you guys so much for coming on to the show.
Thanks for having us.
It's great to be here.
And it's really cool. Like I said, before the show, I do a Female Fronted Friday morning on Asgard, so it works out very well that you guys popped on. And of course, congratulations on this tour. It's a pretty big shows. It's like back to back, day after day. It's a long tour.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a road dog city. We're going to be just hitting the ground running, no breaks, and that's how we like it.
Yeah, I think altogether we have like 49 shows or something like that.
Yep, I seen that. I was like, when I first seen the tour, I was like, oh, cool. You know, everybody's getting out there. It's all female-fronted bands. I know the folks from Sepsis pretty well. So I was like really stoked about everything. And then I started looking at the dates, and I'm like, holy shit. It is a brutal back-to-back. You know, that's crazy.
Yeah, we're not easing into it. We're just going to hit the ground running. So that's great because our tour right beforehand with Power Band, there's like a couple days off. We're like, really? Can we just fill in those extra dates? Let's just... let's keep playing shows. We don't mind.
Hell yeah.
But you know, I guess you gotta give yourself a little time to be human, I suppose.
Yeah, gotta have a day to wash our socks.
Yeah, there you go.
Really, just laundry at least.
There you go. I toured for 3 years. We had a couple of days off, and that's what we pretty much did was laundry. That was
just laundry.
That was it. Took naps.
Laundry and sleep. Exactly.
So, introduce you guys. You just like. What is The World Over?
So I'm Erock. I'm the singer, and there is Christian. He's a guitar, one of two guitars. So our other guitar player, he's busy making some fine tunings for our next practice, which is this Sunday. So we have everything ready for our first show back, which is going to be at the Viper Room in LA on the 25th of July. So it's going to be a hometown show, so we're just getting everything prepared so we make sure we're all warmed up for it.
Hell yeah.
So the world over, we've been around for a good couple years. We were out here in LA, but the name basically is to describe continuity from all of our different cultures and to bring people together from all around the world. So essentially the world over just means, you know, to the end and back, and here we are. You know, I'm from Hawaii. Our bassist is from Ecuador. Christian's from Baltimore. Ryan's from LA. Drummer's from Chicago. You know, we really like to show, you know, that we're very diverse and we have a lot of different, you know, cultures and experiences to bring to the table and into our music, and we love to share that.
Damn, I didn't know you guys are all scattered across the world, man. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, I'm really bad at my homework. I'll be honest with you.
It's okay.
But
that's why you got interview questions.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, we're all now centrally located in the LA area.
Yeah.
So we have.
Now, how did the band meet then? You know, with you all spread out. I mean, how did this
So
happen?
we do all live in LA now, but you know, that's kind of, we all came to LA to make music, and that's kind of how we found each other, you know, through like different music schools. Like I went to LA Music Academy, but Christian went to Musicians Institute. So I met Ryan at LACM, and then Juan, he was in a different year than me, but he was also at LACM. And then Christian and Alex were both at Musicians Institute. So it's just two of the most competitive music colleges out here is how we found each other, really. So
Nice.
but we all came to the city to learn and you know, get to know the heart of this city.
That's a lot of stories that a lot of musicians say, that the bands start that way. You know, going out to LA and, you know, wanting to live the dream. It's like the spot. You know, that's pretty cool. I like that. I actually, you guys are the first ones that in the year and a half I've been doing this on the show that have said that. You know, y'all met up in LA and stuff, and that's how it started. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting because LA, it's like, it's not how it used to be in Hollywood, where it's like, this is the place to make it. It's
Right.
more of just the place where you go to make connections and meet people and meet like-minded individuals, I think, is really where it's more important. for Los Angeles.
Yeah.
So the road is where you make it, you know.
Yeah.
Now, real quick, individually, you guys can answer this. What inspired you to do what you do? Like, how old were you when you started? What made you become a musician? Like, hey, man, that's what I want to do.
Well, you take this one, Christian. I'm gonna get a sip of highball.
Okay. Yeah, for me, I mean, you know, music has always been a part of, you know, ever since I was born, you know, there was always musical instruments around the house, and music has played a big role in our lives. And so my first intro to music was my dad had this really crappy acoustic guitar laying around, and I thought he was the best guitar player on earth. It wasn't until I was older that I found out he didn't really know how to play at all. We had a piano, and then so there was that, and then mixed with my my mom's record collection and my grandfather's record collection. So I would get Led Zeppelin from mom and Johnny Cash from dad. I mean grandfather, and it just kind of all blended together. And I'm like, you know, by the time I was in 3rd grade, I'm like, I need a guitar like now of my own. And so I got one, and it's been, you know, my dad thought I was going to put it in the corner after a week, and I've been playing ever since.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I like that at 3rd grade, you're like, I need a guitar. It's gonna happen now.
I
like that.
Yeah, it's just one of those
That's
things
awesome.
inherently new for me, you know.
That's good. You got some discipline, man. Those kids around that age, they'll attention span of like,
on that,
you know, a lizard.
Yeah, I know. For me, like, my mom had to beg me to come out because I would always be in my room practicing, locked up, you know. And my mom had to beg me to come out for like meals and stuff. I was so busy practicing.
Nice.
Well, for me, I just kind of always grew up around music. Like I am basically like a 5th generation singer songwriter. It's just been in the family for a long time. My great grandfather, he wrote "When Irish Eyes Are Smiling," which is like one of the top Irish tunes during St. Paddy's Day. And then it just kind of like carried on from him. And so whether it be like guitar playing or writing and singing, it's kind of just been passed down. And my dad, you know, he was a great singer and session guitar player and singer. Hey, cutie. Who's that?
This is my granddaughter, Amira. She's the next DJ for Asgard Radio.
Yeah, she is. She's ready. She's partying.
Sounds like she's got some pipes. Sounds like she might be the next lead singer of one of these female-fronted bands.
Yeah, she might be. She's trying to give the horns and stuff that we've been working on. See?
Yeah. All right. There it is. There it is.
Good job.
Yeah.
All right. You got to go play. I got to work. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Every time she sees the headset on my head and the TV and the computer's up, she's in my lap.
Naturally
it's go time. She's your co-host.
Pretty much.
Yeah. But yeah, you know, so he was always singing around the house, and he had guitars always lying around, and I think what really got me into it was, besides just singing around with the house with my dad all the time, you know, he'd always like have Stevie Wonder on in the house and gospel stuff. So I wasn't really introduced to rock too much, but I had gotten grounded a lot growing up, so just doing dumb shit. And I think the one real kicker was like, I think around 6th grade, my dad was kind of teaching me the basics on guitar. I learned like Cream and a little bit of Jimi Hendrix and the James Bond theme song on guitar. Nice. And then I got grounded, and I wasn't allowed to watch TV, play video games, go see my friends for an entire summer. So I like couldn't do anything, couldn't be on the phone. So I remember like I ran into my room and I grabbed a guitar and I just started like angrily just beating on the guitar. But that really like helped me take the whole summer and really like start to focus on music and like really gain a hobby that wasn't just me melting my eyes on the TV set all summer and playing video games. I actually gained a skill that summer, and I kind of kept building from there. Playing bass was really kind of where I led to, because my dad kind of forgot he had to keep giving me music lessons. So I was like, well, I can at least kind of teach myself the bass, and then went from bass, and then would accompany myself singing on stuff for covers and stuff like that. So kind of went on from there, joining bands in high school, and then here I am with these guys.
Nice, nice. That's a pretty solid story there. I mean, like all around musically talented, you know. That's why I like asking that question, because I like to hear from each musician, like what got them started, and at an early age, that's cool. And then with you saying being grounded, you know, and I was in the same boat a lot when I was a kid. I still do stupid shit. I'm just glad I can't get grounded anymore.
Yeah.
But
I think it's almost kind of good to ground your kids for that reason. It's like they might gain a hobby during that time frame that they wouldn't have discovered otherwise.
Right.
So
right.
it's kind of a good thing.
Now I play guitar. I started at like 13, but my parents used that as a weapon. Like,
Ooh.
for me to do good and clean my room and do my chores, like, we'll take your guitar away if you don't do it. I didn't get an allowance. It was, we're taking your guitar away. I was like, man, shit. Now I gotta do it.
Glad my parents never figured that one out.
Yeah.
Mine did real fast. I think it was like 3 days in. Like, they seen that spark. I was playing guitar for hours on end, you know, and they'd come and yell at me, hey, it's time for bed. Damn it, put that thing down. And then they're like, hey, wait, this is how we can make him clean his room. You know, take the garbage out.
Yeah.
Now, I got to ask, I asked this to all the bands. When COVID-19 hit, how did that affect the band?
You know what? We were actually kind of in between things as is, just doing, trying to figure out where the band was going to go in a certain direction at that time, because we were already kind of migrating into a different band, and that's where we found Christian during 2020, was in that band. I had joined up with this guy who kind of promised us the world, and kind of, we were like, well, hey, here's a band we don't have to fund. So we're like, that sounds good. We could basically do everything that we're already doing in our own band and not have to fund it. That seems like a pretty sweet deal. What's the catch? and so he was basically kind of just like, hey, I need a guitar player. I need a lead guitar player. Do you know one? And I was like, oh, I know Ryan, who is our guitar player in the world over. And he's like, do you know a drummer? And I was like, here's Alec. I was just thinking, like, if this band takes off, might as well just take the whole band the world over with them. And I kind of just crammed all of the world over in this project. And then he already had Christian on rhythm guitar too. So it just kind of worked out. We met Christian there, and then the band itself fell apart. So we took Christian with us. And, we were just thinking, like, well, I guess we could use an addition. I mean, it's not like some people are thinking, oh, well, the world over changes the lineup so much. It's like, well, we don't actually. It's always been the four of us for the past 3 years, but now we've just added. We've built on top of it, and we added Christian into the band. So that was kind of like, had a little bit of growing pains during 2020, but at the same time, it was like, if it was going to happen, that was the perfect time to do it, I think. And during that time, we were already working on music and still recording and writing, digitally, and sending each other songs back and forth. Ryan is really the guy who works on the demos, and he'll send us his ideas, and then we build on top of it. So because he has his own little home studio, so it's great because he can send us some ideas. I can write some lyrics over it. Christian can add some parts, or Alex can change the drums. And so we had a lot of fun with that, and we actually had a remote session with the producer too, which was really interesting. So I don't know, I think we discovered a lot of fun stuff this past pandemic. I mean, as hard as it was on a lot of people, we all kind of learned new things, and Christian got a new job at Schecter. I think it all
hell yeah,
great. Yeah, so
damn, being a guitar player,
not a bad year.
Yeah, shit.
That's where I'm at right now, actually.
Nice, I like that. That's like a dream job for a guitar player at Schecter.
It's fantastic.
That's amazing.
But I think 2020 was definitely a great year to kind of do a reset, and kind of just pivot a little bit. And so I think we're coming out of it pretty strong. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Because I asked that question. I always ask that question because I knew I've got a lot of friends in bands that were out on tour, and right in the middle of the tour, shut down. It was done, and they were stuck. Way from home. Like my buddies from Wayland, they were in Miami, Florida, and they were stuck there for like 2 weeks. The tour was
I can think
canceled.
worse places to be stuck.
Yeah. But I always ask that, and like I said, I seen it on Facebook or bullshitting with them. They were like, "Yeah, this is bad. We're stuck here for a while.
Yeah,
At least
definitely.
they weren't stuck in Wichita or somewhere like that.
Ooh, yeah, no kidding.
There's there's always a downside to it. And I mean, like I was playing bass for this project, and we were about to be on South by Southwest like in the beginning of 2020, and that all we saw the first notifications when the festival started to announce it was closing. That's how you know it was real, because those guys want to make money.
Right. Yep, exactly. But I seen that because you guys came out with the song to be human, and that came out 2021. So
Today.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep. Just
Holy
dropped it today.
shit. Damn, I definitely need to start doing my homework. Wow. Well, that's cool. Congratulations.
Thanks. Yeah, we've been dropping single by single every like 6 weeks or so. So this is the third out of 4 on an EP that's coming out. So the final one comes out in August, and that wraps up all 4 of these songs. So today is the official release day for To Be Human. And the other 2 singles, the first one we dropped was Bittersweet, and the second one was Shallow. So yeah, it's been fun times.
Nice. That's cool. I mean, I like to hear that stuff, because even a lot of bands still weren't. They were writing music and they were waiting for like now everything's opening up to release everything. But I see that, you guys were releasing stuff during the epidemic, I guess you could say. But damn, now I feel like an ass. I didn't realize that you guys released that song today. I would have blown that shit up if I would have been paying attention, I guess.
All good.
Now I'm
I mean, we actually did. We did release an EP during 2020, and it didn't do that good, obviously, because it dropped right during like some pretty huge events in America. So we're just kind of like, ooh, we should kind of simmer down a little bit. Let's just wait till this kind of till the pandemic is over, I guess, and then release some more. But we definitely got our fair share of learning the hard way of how that would turn out. So it is what it is, and got back up, releasing more.
Nice. Now, right before the show, of course, I was talking about the OTAP tour. Now, you guys said you've been on the road with them like 3 times now.
This would be the third time we're out on tour with them. Yeah, the first time we were out on tour with them was in 2017 in March, and then the second time that we went out with them, I believe, was in sometime like November, like end of November through December of 2018. Yeah. And so that was interesting, getting to see what it's like touring during the wintertime, during the holidays. Very cold, but still fun. We still had a lot of fun. And so yeah, this will be our 3rd time. The first time we were opening for her. Second time we're direct support, and now we're back on it again. Direct support. We're the band right before she plays, and we have a good time with her. She's pretty chill.
Nice. Now, Christian, have you been with the band while they toured with OTEP before?
No, this will be my my first set of tours with this band, so I'm really excited about it.
Nice.
And first show ever.
That's awesome.
Yeah, my first show ever with the band is the Viper Room show.
Oh, really?
Nice. Yeah.
Hell yeah, the Viper Room, man. That's a place, man. I could say that. That's a rocking place. I really enjoy that that area. I'm looking forward to this tour, honestly. Like we said before the show about it's all female fronted bands. And I think it's great because I look at like Wendy O. Williams, OTEP, Lita Ford, Joan Jett. You know, back in the day, Warlock. You know, it was a struggling thing for female-fronted bands. Like it was very few and far between. Now
Hmm.
I'm really stoked because I'm seeing them more and more. And to know you're landing, you know, you're with the tour with OTEP. You know, that like one of the soldiers of the female-fronted bands. You know, back in the day, that kind of got this ball rolling.
Yeah,
I
most
think
definitely.
it's an amazing thing. That's why I'm so stoked about it. And like I said, I'll be covering shows out in Wisconsin, Indiana, definitely in Illinois because I'm from Illinois, and the Forge is right down the street from me. So I'll
Oh,
definitely.
nice.
Cool. In Joliet,
Yep.
that's close to our drummer's hometown out in Chicago.
Nice. Yep. Yep. And
So
I
we'll be
think
staying with his family there for that date.
I think there's a show in Missouri I'm covering too. I'll have to check the
Wow.
schedule.
We're doing
You're doing a lot of
St.
traveling.
Louis, Red Flag.
Yeah, St. Louis at the Red Flag.
Yeah.
That's probably where it's at, yeah. Because
No.
the crazy thing is this year, well, in the next few months, I got like 5 shows I'm supposed to cover in St. Louis. I just keep mixing up the dates and which
Mhm.
bands. It's gonna
Yeah.
a little busy.
Man, they used to have this venue in St. Louis called the Creepy Crawl. Do you remember that one?
I never heard of that one.
Yeah, this was back in the day, like probably. I think the last time I was through there was like maybe 15 years ago.
Huh.
Like, yeah, it was awesome, but it shut down a lot. A lot of, I understand, like a lot of the venues there had closed their doors. So like,
Oh yeah, yep.
yeah. So that's you know, that's a
Dang.
show, you know, it's. Anyway, I don't want to talk about bummer stuff. Let's talk about good stuff.
Now the show in Joliet, I think Jim, the creator of asgardradio, I believe he's going to be there for that show too. So, you know,
Cool.
we're going to be doing interviews and stuff like that. The manager from Sepsis, he's the one that hooked me up with that gig. But like I said, I'm from
Okay.
Illinois, but I know a lot of people, and I know Frank from the owner of the Forge. I've known him for a while, so I worked the deal out to where I could, you know, chat with everybody. So I'm looking forward to that.
Nice. Yeah, that'll be our second time within 2 months going to that venue because we'll be there September 25th with Power Man at
no
the
kidding.
Forge.
Well, I'll have to be
And
for that
then-
one too.
Cool. Yeah, that'll be fun. Yeah, because that whole tour kind of hits a lot of the same venues. With Power Man, the one that's in September, and then right after is the one with OTEP, and back at the Forge, back at let's see where else. Liquid Joe's, back at the Black Sheep. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, COVID shut everything down for a while, so we figured we'd just visit all our friends twice in a year.
Yeah, there
Yeah, how
you go.
about that, right?
And that's another thing I wanted to bring up is like you guys are damn near. I mean, literally like doing 2 tours at once, pretty much.
Yeah.
I
We get a
mean-
week break when we come home, and then we go right back out.
That's awesome. I mean, I think it's really awesome, especially with the way the COVID thing went. You know, you guys are coming out swinging right off the
Yeah.
bat, and I like that.
Yeah.
I like
That's
to hear
how we
about
want
that.
it. We just hope our bus can keep up.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And, you know, coming into it, we told our agent, like, hey, this band wants to work.
Hell yeah.
So,
Hell
he's
yeah.
putting
Yep.
to it.
And it's the right time too. You know, the new songs, the new EP. You know, everything is all falling into place, and
Most definitely.
I think that's amazing for you folks. Because
Thanks.
this is why I started the show. Was COVID, and I seen a lot of bands suffering and stuff. And honestly, I mean, being a musician myself, like I said, I toured for 3 years. It wasn't my job; it was just more of a hobby. But this is like your guys' thing, you know. And I hated to see so many bands suffer, you know, for something like that. Especially when
Yeah.
the music industry don't pay off a whole lot to begin with, you know. But to see everybody coming out swinging, and like I said with you guys, especially like back-to-back tours. I mean, just bam, bam. There's that's awesome. I'm
Yeah, we
stoked.
miss it.
Now I gotta ask this question too. With the EP coming up, do you guys have anything else like set for another one? I mean, are you guys gonna that ball rolling like nonstop or?
Yeah, so we have plans in place. We don't have a set date for when that happens. We kind of have a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes with our team that's working on how to properly market the next batch of songs. But yeah, we are sitting on a little bit of a gold mine here, and really the stuff that we've been putting out recently was to kind of build up the hype for that what's coming up next. And we'll be playing a lot of those, the new stuff that is unreleased actually on the OTAP tour. So that's it'll be a fun sneak peek for people who haven't gotten to hear it yet. They'll get to get a little teaser of all the stuff that's brewing. So that'll be fun.
Nice. Perfect way to do it too. I love that. That's awesome. See, this is the kind of shit I like to ask about and get all stoked and excited about. Something to look forward to. And I'm impatient though, so I'll be like bugging you guys all the time. I'll be like messaging you guys on Facebook like, "Hey, come on, man, when is it?"
Yeah.
That's the one thing I had to learn in this project, in this band too, is the patience, because we've been sitting on some of these songs for
long
time now, and it's like, God, I cannot wait to get this out for people.
Yeah, seriously.
Hell yeah. And I gotta say, I tested my patience definitely during the COVID thing, because I have not seen a concert in 2 years, and my first concert I get to see on the 21st of this month. So, and after that, ball is rolling, and I'm gonna be checking everything out, and I can't wait. And I can't wait to see you guys live.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly.
Thanks. We can't wait for you to see it either. It's going to be so much fun. We love to party.
Oh, definitely. That's like my thing.
Yeah, we've been told our live show is the best part about us. So.
Oh, hell yeah.
See, now you got me already more excited. What you do, then yeah. We love to have a lot of fun. I like to say that Ryan, our lead guitar player, he's one of the most fun parts of our show. That guy is an absolute animal. Before stage, he's this, we like to call him the sloth, because he stores all of his energy, and he's very shy and reserved, and then as soon as he gets on stage, he just like lets it all out. He's just this absolute animal, and that's what he saves all of his energy all day, all night.
Nice.
Just for those like 30-45 minutes for the stage.
That's
so
awesome.
funny. So
Now,
that guy, he's an entertainer.
After the show, does he like crash out like he's done? He's like, all right, I'm going to bed. That's it.
Yep. He'll have just enough time to talk at the merch table, and then it's food and bedtime.
Nice.
Just enough time to leave his wallet at the merch table.
Hey. I take care of his things for him. It's okay.
Yeah. He's kind of like the momager of the band.
A little bit of a TM.
Hell yeah. Now, we got some folks from Indiana, big supporters out there, and I shared your guys' website, and I've already got people saying, oh, we've already been following them. So I guess I am slacking. But I can say this.
Thanks for watching, guys.
They are like a huge army of people out in Indiana, and they broadcast the show at like 9 different bars out there in many locations in Indiana.
That's awesome.
So they spread the word. And I like throwing them under the bus every once in a while, because I know you guys are going to be out in Indiana a couple of times, and I better make sure I see you folks out there. So, Dee Dee, Sherry, Forget Me, you guys better be there. I want to see your pretty faces out there at the show.
Yeah, and don't be shy. Come say hi.
You heard him, Dee Dee.
See? Dee Dee, you're being called out. She's the one that like does my homework for me. It's kind of funny. Like I'll say, hey, I got an interview with a band here, and I'll say the band's name, and immediately she's all over social media looking the bands up. And she was one of them that says, yeah, I'm already following them, so blowing it up already, and I love it.
All right. Hell yeah.
Now I have like 2 more questions for you folks, and I always ask to say these questions. They're pretty basic, and I'm sure you've heard them before. What was your biggest inspiration in what you do? Like, you were like your idol in music.
I think each of us definitely have different ones, and then like one collective one as a band. Christian, what's your individual?
Well, for me, as a guitar player, growing up, it was always about Kirk Hammett, Dimebag Darrell, you know, from Chuck Schuldiner from the band Death. I don't know if you.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah, just all these great guitar players, and then bigger picture kind of stuff. It was kind of my inspiration is kind of like my parents. You know, I want to make them proud. As cheesy as that sounds,
Well, hey,
Oh yeah.
that's
Like-
awesome.
you know, big driving force for me.
Hell yeah.
It's great. Yeah. As an individual singer, my inspiration was always my dad. He was just the greatest singer I knew, and I felt like he was always this guy that spread himself too thin in a lot of different projects, and you know, really could have gone somewhere really big and just didn't. I mean, he had a lot of awesome chances. He was on tour with Eddie Van Halen's side project on guitar, and
Nice.
he was the guitar player and backup singer for Bonnie Raitt, and there's a lot of things that he really could have I feel like done, and you know, he always, instead he had me and he put me first, and you know, so I really want to carry the torch for him. And you know, I remember one of the first, like, he had his first metal band ever, which was the coolest thing. I was jamming out to in 6th grade. Blast from like turn it up in my dad's truck so he could drop me off at school while we were blasting his metal album. And I remember the first day of release, like right before it got released, it got pirated about 100,000 times.
Damn.
And so he felt so discouraged by how pirated it was, he just didn't put it out.
Huh.
So
Oh man.
it's one of those
you know,
things that
It's like shit. It's been pirated 100,000 times. That means people love it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Believe me, I told him. Yeah, you know. And then when he was like a kid, he got an offer to be in, like, it was this band that was signed to Warner Brothers, but he couldn't stand the band members. So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Things like that. So he's always been like my biggest inspo, and like, you know, my source of learning from you know, his mistakes and how I can, you know, make it better on my end as well. But then also, like, just in general as a singer, like, I think one of the first CDs he ever bought for me was Pink, and I really loved her singing, and I just thought she was like my first original, like, rock star girl inspo. She was just such a badass rebel, and I just loved her so much. So she for one was like my top singer inspo since the beginning, and still is. I'll still jam her stuff to this day.
Nice. Yeah, I dig Pink. Her.
I was just watching her movie on Amazon Prime today.
Yeah, it's so good, right? She's such
I
a great
haven't.
mom.
I haven't checked that out yet. Now I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, it's free on Amazon.
She also has a reputation for being a pretty incredible human being. You know, some people get to that level and they just turn into a trash person. But not
Yeah,
her.
she's really humble. Her
Yeah.
whole team has stayed with her for like 20 years or some shit.
Nice. I've always loved her voice. Like, I thought
Yeah.
she had one of the most unique and strongest voices out there. I mean, I'm a rocker, you know, I'm a metalhead, I guess you could say, but I appreciate music on all levels. I love all music across the board, and I really focus on talented people, and she's
Yeah.
she's extremely talented.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, she did a one-time like collaboration with Dallas Green, City and Color.
Oh yeah.
And it's called
Oh,
You
yeah.
and Me. And it's they did one album in 2014, and it's absolutely incredible.
Huh.
Every single
I'm
top to bottom.
definitely gonna check that out. That's because I love doing research on, you know, listening to different things like that. Like, you know, with Prince when he did the song "My Guitar Gently Weeps" with Tom Petty,
Yeah.
blew my
Yeah.
mind. I mean, I
And
know he's a great musician, great guitar player. Well, was sorry, you know, but I heard that and I had tears in my eyes. I was just blown away. He just,
Yeah.
oh man, he made that thing sing. I was like,
One
wow.
of the
Yeah.
best. But yeah, this is a complete departure from, you know, what's usually in Pink's wheelhouse. Like, it's more singer-songwriter type stuff.
Oh, nice.
And the voices together are just perfect.
Huh.
Wow.
Definitely.
Yeah, I gotta check that out.
Yeah, no kidding. Now I got to do more homework. All right, Dee Dee. You heard it.
Yeah.
Job's up. Come on. I need the info. Now, here's the last question that I ask all the bands and all the musicians out there, and you can each separately answer the question. What is the craziest thing you have ever experienced on tour that made you just go, Fuck, did that really just happen?
Uh, Christian, how about you go?
Oh boy, where to begin? I mean, I always like telling this story because it's pretty hilarious. Was out with another band I was in, and we were in a bus. And there's an unspoken rule in the buses that you can go number one, but you can't go number two in the bus. Otherwise, you'll have an angry driver, and you'll have to pay a nice fee to get it cleaned.
Yeah.
So we're on the road going down the highway, and our bass player decided that he had to do the second one. And so he puts out a grocery bag in the toilet and goes in that, and chucks out the window, right? Well, lo and behold, it was witnessed by a state trooper, and he promptly pulled the bus over and made him search the wood line for the bag and pick it up, and scolded him.
Damn.
Got him.
Yeah, so it could have went probably a lot worse, but luckily we just kind of got out of that with a warning. But it was still it's a hilarious story to tell.
That is a good one. I've never heard anything like that. That's good. I like that.
That is good.
Hell yeah.
Let me see. Let me think. Well, do I want to tell the one about Florida?
Let's see.
Okay,
Florida.
well,
there's a time
kind of
Alex got
long.
busted by the NSA.
Yeah. That one's shorter. Let's go with that one. Okay, so yeah, we had the one time we had a driver come out with us, driver/roadie. He was really just a friend of our drummer Alex, and he was doing the early morning shift. I think this was at like 6 or 7 in the morning, and he really needed to pee for the longest time, and there were no exits. And he finally finds an exit, and he passes. It says like something for the NSA, but he just thinks, oh, maybe the NSA is somewhere in this town on this exit, and then there's somewhere, but there's also going to be a bathroom somewhere on this exit. So he pulls over through there. It's actually just a one-way ticket into the NSA. And he gets there, and of course he gets pulled over because people are like, who the fuck are you? This giant 40-foot white bus. What are you doing here? And he's like, oh my God, I just was looking for a bathroom. Is there any place I can go? And they're like, no, but let me search your bus. And
damn.
And so we just wake up. We were all asleep, right? He just wanted to pee, and we're all sleeping in our beds, just knocked out. And we wake up to 2 police officers walking into our bus yelling, wake up, get the fuck out.
Damn.
You better get up and get outside and line up right in front of the door. We're like, oh my God. So first we weren't moving at first because we're like, this is a dream. This isn't happening. And they're like, hurry up, get out. And we're like, oh my God, okay. And we all get outside. And, everyone still needs to pee except for me. I didn't need to pee. Everyone needed to pee. They bring out a dog, and they have like one good cop who's like, oh, probably nothing is going to happen. We just got to routinely, do this. How's your day? How is everything? He's like being all nice. He brings his dog over to us to pet. And then they go and then they bring the dog into the bus. And our drummer, he used to smoke weed, but he was all out. He was completely out of weed. He'd smoked all of his stuff. All he had left was his grinder. They bring in the dog into the bus, and the dog sniffs the grinder, and there's teeth a little bit left in the bottom of the grinder.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and because we're on federal ground, even though we was legal in Maryland at the time where we had pulled over, he still got a ticket and a court date that he had to show back up in Maryland for.
Yeah.
So, and the whole time, since there wasn't a bathroom, the police officers gave our bus driver a jug, an empty water jug, and they said, pee in it. And you can't do it in private. We have to monitor you while you do it, So they had to. Everyone had to take turns pissing in the same water jug in front of a police officer.
Damn, I would have just pissed my pants. I would have been like, you know what,
Yeah.
fuck you guys. Cross my arms and just let it go.
I would have
And they
looked at him
took
right in the
so
eye and said, "Don't
Yeah.
act like you're not impressed."
they all took so long too to like even to get their like supervisor to come there, so we're all like there for like at least two to 3 hours
Damn.
waiting. So after that, like everyone was like, you know, they didn't want to pee in the bucket, but they just had to, because they're like, you're not allowed to piss anywhere on federal grounds, you have to pee in this specific bucket, otherwise we'll give you some sort of fine for that too, right?
Jesus.
So bad. And you know, needless to say, our drummer was pissed off. Somehow he got out of actually having to fly back to Maryland for the court date. We still had to pay a fine, and somehow he got it off of his record. But that was just really a wake-up call for all of us, and for a bus driver. Clearly didn't know what he was doing. Yeah, this looks fine, let's go over here. So worst rude awakening ever.
Damn, that's I've never heard anything like that. That's intense. Holy shit.
Yeah, it was really intense.
Wow, that's a good one. Wow. Well, I don't know if I want to say if that was good, but that's a hell of a story. I mean, shit.
It's definitely fun to laugh at now, but in the meantime, I think that first like week, or until we could figure out that what Alex could do about that court date, we were still all stressing, you know, because we didn't want that on his record.
Right.
You know, he's also a drum teacher. He has to teach kids.
Right.
He can't have anything like that on his record. That could ruin a lot in his life. But you know, he got lucky. So.
Damn, that's crazy. And it's kind of funny. I asked you guys that question. You both came up with the questions or the answers of using the bathroom and getting in trouble.
Oh
and
yeah,
true. I love
with
that.
police. Oh yeah, those both of our stories. Huh?
That's awesome. I love that. Well, I gotta say, thank you guys so much for coming on to the show. Congratulations on the new release today. And
thanks.
Of course, on this tour. Like I said, it's a busy tour. I'm looking forward to covering a lot of the shows.
Thanks so much.
But congratulations. I think it's great. I love your guys' music, honestly. It's every song's different. It's not the same thing over and over and over again. And I dig that. So we've been listening to the music in the background. I've had it on shuffle. And folks are liking it. So word's getting out.
Thanks, I'm glad you like it.
But you folks out in Indiana, I'm telling you, you better be there.
Come on, Dee Dee.
2 dates.
Yeah.
2 dates. You guys better be there.
All right. Well, we'll definitely see you out there.
Oh,
absolutely. That'll be fun.
Hell yeah. Thank you guys again. If you guys would like to do this again in the future, you know, especially like if the new stuff comes up, you know, a new EP or something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Let me know and we'll hook up and do it again and we'll blow your shit up.
All right.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, folks, you are hanging out with Erock 7420 here on Twitch.com and AsgardRadio.com and the band the world over. I have shared the links, and you already said, most of you are already following, so I guess I don't have to share the Facebook thing now. But make sure you go check them out. Spread the word, share the love. Go to the website, buy some merch. Make sure you pay attention to the dates for the shows. Make sure you're there. Support the band. That's what we do here. Y'all have a great night. It is Female Fronted Friday. AsgardRadio.com. Peace.